Existing diagnostic companies are rattled as Tata 1mg is offering popular diagnostic tests such as thyroid, lipid, liver profiles and diabetes tests at just 100 rupees. But let's put this news into perspective. Tata-owned 1mg, the omni-channel healthcare company, is offering these tests as an introductory offer as they launch their services in the city of Bengaluru and is valid for a limited time period. Unlikely that these tests will continue to be offered at 100 rupees, but it depends on factors such as volumes and scale. Established companies say it takes anywhere between 500 to 550 rupees for a test, from collection of the sample at the person's home to running the test to the end result. In fact, the cost per test, which is just the raw material to run the test, is 95 to 100 rupees. To provide more perspective, a phlebotomist or the technician who collects the sample gets an average salary of 20,000 rupees per month, and given that they collect 200 samples a month, which is 8 home collections approximately a day, this 100 rupees test will just about cover their per month salary, that is 200 samples multiplied by 100 rupees for the diagnostic test. Then come other costs such as raw materials and logistics.
If you actually look at numbers like 100 rupees per test, the cost of actually collection itself for the phlebotomist itself is going to cost $100 for that sample. So I think it's difficult to sustain these price levels and provide quality.
This 100 rupee test is a way to grab eyeballs and has been done across industries, from airline tickets below 1,000 rupees to telecom companies offering plans under 100 rupees. More so, many of the startups which are backed with funds, and in this case, healthcare omni-channel plays, are aiming to be the Swiggies and the Zomatos of the diagnostic world. And they're already doing so. Besides the competitive prices on tests, offers include tests within a certain time period. For example, COVID-19 tests in metros within 6 hours itself. Hence, yes, we might see many more offers such as Zomato's 10-minute delivery, but obviously catered to the diagnostic world.
Definitely, these kind of prices are more promotional in nature. These are not national level price structure. It's just like when you launch a lab in a particular city, you end up doing all kinds of promotions. In fact, we have done similar promotions in many cities.
But it is important to note that while 100 rupees per test might not be sustainable, we are definitely staring at lower costs for popular diagnostic tests. Today, gross margins of diagnostic companies are anywhere between 65 to 70%. Hence, there is room for correction. More so, these low costs are sustainable, point out some, and are dependent on factors such as volumes of tests and whether the test samples are collected at home or in the lab. If at the lab, then test prices for companies are lower, and if collected at home, then the prices are higher simply because of logistics and other costs. However, experts point out that there is room to probably cut prices by 35 to 40% for the top tests.
We all know that the diagnostics industry has enjoyed a lot of very high margins built on the back of trust. At Tata 1mg, our goal is to always deliver services at a very high quality, but at a price that is really affordable, making diagnostic services accessible. Over the years, we have been continuously in the process of driving prices down. So I think we are going to continue to see price pressure in this industry, and Tata 1mg is going to lead the front on delivering really high quality services at the right price for the consumer. We think today we can offer 30-40% cheaper prices than what exists in the market. And as we continue to innovate, we think we can drive the prices down further.
With the competition as well as the pricing pressure, so there will be a definite price correction in a top 50 or 30 tests where the utilization is more. There we will be able to pass on the additional margins to the consumer.
Most industries have their bad apples, and that is possible in the diagnostic space as well. But eventually, there is room for improving operational leverage and bringing down costs by concentrating on high volumes. This is exactly what the Tata 1mg group is trying to do. A Tata-backed brand which is synonymous with trust, point out experts, hence won't compromise on quality. Also, eventually, the bad apples will be weeded out, especially because diagnostics is a medical service and a wrong test result will result in a bad word of mouth from doctors and patients.
At the end of the day, what the consumer wants is a trustworthy brand that they can go with, who can solve their problems, who can take care of their concerns, etc. Tata brand stands for trust. Tata 1mg has done followed the highest quality standards throughout its life cycle. And that's true for diagnostics business as well. Our diagnostic business follows the highest quality standards that are globally available.
Gross margins are definitely will be compromised due to the pricing pressure. So to maintain a quality, we need to maintain the uh, NABL as well as CAP accreditation. So the stringent quality as well as the quality measures what we take, it will be in long run will be difficult to sustain at a lower level. And we primarily see this as a short-term tool which will be adopted by the digital disruptors, and this will not stand the test of the time in time to come, as the margin pressures as well as the sustainable quality has to be offered to the patient. In the end, the diagnostic test is performed by the patient for the diagnosis of the disease. And if he doesn't get a quality result or quality service, the patient is unlikely to come back to the same diagnostic player.
I think from a patient perspective, it's important for the patient to get it right first time, because downside risk of not getting it right may be extremely high for the patient, because both clinical outcomes as well as cost of healthcare can be very high. So we believe that patients are just not looking for lowest price test. They are actually looking for great quality diagnostics. But I personally believe that overall quality standards will have to be driven by patients. In diagnostics, it's a service business. It's about testing, but also a service side of it, where you do home collection and you invest in technology, etc. I think it's a combination of all this. And I would actually say that we just need to keep price value equation right rather than just only price. So we believe that patients are just not looking for lowest price test. They are actually looking for great quality diagnostics.